The Duffer brothers need to stop taking interviews ASAP. Welcome back to part 3 of the Duffer brothers running the gauntlet of devaluing their own finale. Spoilers ahead. From Variety, the interviewer asks if Hopper and Joyce ever realized Vecna's identity, and this time, the answer is much worse. Ross Duffer responds, "Yeah, I'm sure there was. We had to walk a fine line with the play. We don't want to frustrate because so much of our audience is unable to see it. To have them start talking about it would have been confusing in the context of someone who hasn't seen the play, but I'm sure they did have that conversation." Matt Duffer adds, "We really needed the final season to be exactly as it would have been without the play. The play is Henry's backstory after he's infected by the Mind Flayer. But this is how the season was going to play out regardless." Yeah, but it's still canon material. Important canon material that is still all over season 5, and yet barely there. The play is from you. Why do we have to pretend that it doesn't exist when it clearly does? Meanwhile, at the wrap, the interviewer asked why there was no creatures in the abyss. The answer will shock you. Matt Duffer responds, "Mainly it's just that Vecna was not expecting this sneak attack on his home turf. Never in a million years could he even imagine that. They're there somewhere. We obviously discussed having a demo battle on top of the Mind Flayer battle, but it felt more right to us that why does he need the demos when the Mind Flayer is this giant thing and can attack them? He doesn't need his little ant army to attack. He's going to take care of this himself. It's a giant desolate planet. If you recall, you see Henry wandering the planet back in season 4, and at some point in his journey, he does see a demo far in the distance. But it's not like they're hanging out in little huts. There's not like a giant civilization of demos up there." He adds on, "One of the other things we talked about was just demo fatigue. I felt like we did everything we wanted to do with them in Sorcerer, and wanted to keep the focus on Vecna and the Mind Flayer who's been absent this season." Demo fatigue? They're one of your main villains. Clearly the Mind Flayer needed them considering he got beat quicker than it took Will to come out to the party. At least it was kind of him to give them the holidays off. Going back to him stating Vecna could never see this coming, he was in Hop's mind and Elle's mind. How could he not have seen this coming? God, I hope they stop taking interviews.